and welcome to the annual reading vlog in Greece. This year we are in Kos, a Greek island, and I'm very excited to be reading by the beach and eating tzatziki for the next 12 days. I did bring a couple of books, and that's what we're just gonna start out with. So this is my TBR for this week. It's actually mostly new books because I finally figured out how to get free books through Amazon Prime on my Kindle. So I have, I think, 6 new ones. Anyways, I brought 2 physical books as well because I feel like those are perfect for summer / being in Greece. First up, we have The Sirens by Emilia Hart. It's about 2 sisters, and that's all I can remember. I bought this kind of a while ago, but it's mermaid themed ish, so perfect for summer. And then we have Medusa's Sisters. This is my last Greek mythology book that I own that I haven't read yet, so obviously I had to bring this with me. Also about 3 sisters, obviously. And then we have all of the books that I downloaded on Kindle. People Who Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, because that's, I think, the last Emily Henry book I haven't read yet. Then the last Percy Jackson book, I downloaded it even though I wanted to wait until it comes out in paperback, but I ended up downloading it because it's perfect to read in Greece, because Greek gods, you know. And then we have The Fall Risk, a short story by Abby Jimenez. Evidence of the Affair, a short story by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Death Roll by Frida McFadden. Yellowface. The Wrong Daughter by Dandy Smith, and The Woman in the Cabin by Becca Day. The Woman in the Cabin I actually started reading on our flight yesterday, and I am, I think, like 25% into it. 31%. I cannot put this book down. It's about a woman, I think her name is Mary. So the first chapter is from one point of view. I think her name is Gemma, yes, and then the second one is Mary. And Mary is married to Cal for like almost 10 years, and they live in this cabin, and she never leaves the cabin except for like taking care of the garden that surrounds the cabin. And apparently the cabin is very far out from civilization. They're somewhere in Scotland, I think. And Cal apparently has a job, but I'm not sure if I believe that he actually has a job. He like goes away from the cabin every day and comes back at random times. And Mary's job is to be a good housewife and to always look neat and have like perfect hair and lipstick on and keep everything perfectly clean, and always have like dinner or snacks or whatever Cal wants ready to eat, and take care of their animals. I think they have like chickens and stuff. And so she has a lot of things to do, and she never knows when she needs to be done with those things because she never knows when Cal's gonna be home. And if she doesn't do any of those things, or he notices that she like messed up somehow, he gets like really mad. And that's all I'm gonna say. And I have a very bad feeling about this. Obviously it is a thriller, so it's gonna be bad, but I have I'm scared for Mary. And the woman from the first chapter, Gemma, apparently was Cal's first wife, or wife before Mary. I think that he might have done this a bunch of times already, because Mary seems to be a little bit younger. She's, I think, 31, but Cal seems like he's like older, so it's gonna be very interesting. That's the book I'm probably gonna read today. We're also gonna look at Kos Old Town today, so I don't know how much reading I'll be doing today, but I'm so excited to be back in Greece and to tan and read and do all the things that I love in the next 12 days. So we just got back from the beach. I'm pretty sunburnt. I don't know if you can tell, but today it was really hot and we were at a part of the island where there's no wind, so it was even hotter, but the water was really nice. But I think I got sunburned while like lounging in the water. Anyways, we have some book updates to do because I don't think I talked at all yesterday, so let's go over everything I read because I am on my 3rd book already. Currently I am reading Percy Jackson, The Wrath of the Triple Goddess, which is Hecate. I'm currently 37% through and it's just a classic Percy, Annabeth and Grover adventure. I think I mentioned this in like the last reading vlog, I think, that I really liked being back in Percy's world and nothing has changed. I still feel the same about this book as I did about the 6th one, I think. But I haven't finished it yet. I'm hoping that I'm gonna finish it tomorrow because usually Percy Jackson books are pretty quick because they're for teenagers basically, but I was swimming so much today that I didn't get to read so much. Anyways, I also read yesterday The Fall Risk short story from Abby Jimenez. That was really fun. It was basically an Abby Jimenez book, obviously, but like a story like to the T, her writing style just compressed into 80 pages. I think this was some sort of a collection of short stories by different romance authors, and I really liked her short story. I thought the tree trivia was really fun. I knew some of the tree trivia. I actually know a lot of very useless information, but obviously it's not that useless because that guy got the girl with his useless tree information. So yeah, also I started this on the plane, read all day yesterday and finished it yesterday. The Woman in the Cabin by Becca Day. Oh my god, I rated, oh yeah, I forgot, The Fall Risk 5 stars and then The Woman in the Cabin 4 stars. That was so good. I was so scared for The Woman in the Cabin. There was a plot twist that I didn't believe for 1 second because I was like, no, this cannot be real. No, I don't want this to be real. It can't be real. Obviously not gonna tell you if it was real or not because I want everybody to read this book because it was really good. I think I mentioned the story already a little bit, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but that was a really good thriller and it put me into a thriller mood. So after I finish Percy Jackson tomorrow, hopefully, I also have The Wrong Daughter by Danny Smith and Death Row by Frida McFadden, so I probably will read one of those two because thrillers at home in bad weather are kind of, I mean, they fit the vibe, but they're kind of scary. But reading a thriller on the beach, I know nothing can hurt me. The only thing I'm scared of by the beach is sharks. I know they're not gonna be here, but that's a much more rational fear than like me being locked up in a cabin or on Death Row by Frida McFadden, whatever the book is gonna be about. So yeah, that's the book update. Other than that, I think my favorite beach so far was actually the one we were at yesterday, Mamari Beach. I'm gonna probably do a little guide or like a little thing you can screenshot if you want to come here and know where I like the best. I also already picked out a dinner spot for today that's kind of close to the ocean and has really good reviews. I'm very excited for that, and now I just can't wait to shower and get all of the salt off of my body and then just lay down, be horizontal for a little while in the AC Airbnb, and then we're gonna head out to dinner. Good morning everyone. It's a little bit dark because I'm kind of far away from the window, but that's okay. I'm currently having breakfast, a lemon yogurt with peaches. It sounds kind of random, but it tastes really good. I read 3 books yesterday. I didn't know that 2 of them were short stories. I thought they were full-length books, so I guess I'm doing pretty good on my reading goal now. But I have all of them pulled up on Fable so I can tell you my correct rating. So first up, I finished Percy Jackson 7. I gave that 4 stars as all of the other Percy Jackson books. yet another classic Percy and Rebecca Grove adventure, and I really liked the dogs. That was such a fun, like, not side quest, it was kind of the main quest, but like kind of a fun new thing, I guess. Them, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, I don't even remember, I don't even know what day of the week it is, but I started Death Row by Frida McFadden because I was feeling like a thriller. And that actually was a short story as well. I rated that one 3 stars. It was engaging and I did want to know what happened, but it was just a little bit too short for me. I would have liked for it to be like a little longer and have a little bit more build up, because it was just like very quick. I think it took me like 40 minutes to read the entire book or story or whatever you want to call it. And then I also read Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I always love her writing style. Same with this book slash short story. I really liked it. I gave this one 5 stars. It's set up that it's like letters between 2 people, kind of between 4 people, I guess, but there's 2 main characters and they exchange letters, and it took me also like an hour to read. I really felt for both of the main characters. I felt pretty bad for them, but also a little bit happy with one of the aspects of the book. The ending was very unexpected, but I think that was a good conclusion to the story. I liked how it ended, and I liked the whole story, the whole setup overall. As I mentioned, 5 stars. Always love a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. We bought a sunscreen that's like water safe, but it's also for kids because it was the biggest bottle, and that's super sticky, so I'm not sure if I want to bring my physical books today. I'm trying to put them off as long as possible because I don't want to ruin them, because both of them are actually stunning, beautiful covers. So I don't really know. I also found yesterday on TikTok a series called something Reynolds Production Agency. I don't know. Archer is the first book by Rebecca Sharp, I think. And that's supposed to be like kind of thriller romance based on Criminal Minds characters, or like loosely based on like the personality traits of Hodge, Reed, Morgan, and Will, I think. I'm not sure. So I might get that on Kindle. I don't really know yet. But yeah, I'm gonna take my breakfast time to think about the book I want to read today. We are currently getting ready for dinner. Don't mind my sunburn. It looks worse than it feels. I just rubbed a bunch of lotion on it, so that's what it looks like that. Also, I think the green kind of makes it stand out. Anyways, I ended up buying Archer by Rebecca Sharp today as my book for today and probably tomorrow, maybe even the next day. I was so confused by the first chapter because it just dives right into it. It doesn't give you any information at all. There's no build-up. They just kind of start making out a couple of pages in. I don't think I've ever read a book that was like that quick, but then it jumps to a couple years later, and then you actually kind of get a little bit more backstory, but not really. I think I'm actually about to get more of the backstory because Kira is a daughter of a former mobster, I guess, but Archer's mom was apparently attacked by a serial killer. Not sure how that ties in yet. So there's 2 possible ways this could go. Either the mom could come back or the serial killer could return. But there's also 3 more brothers, so 3 more books. So the serial killer could come by later as well. So we will see. So far, I do like the book though. It's not going to be a 5-star book, but it's, again, a silly little romance with crime thrown in there. I'm not really sure how to classify the book, but I think it's a good beach read. And I also discovered that I have Reckless and Hopeless, I think, the last 2 books in the Chestnut Spring series on my Kindle. I apparently downloaded them like months ago, so I could also read those because I'm still on the fence with bringing the beautiful physical copies to the beach with me, but we'll see. So that's my little update for today, and now we are about to head out to go eat. And yeah, I got sunburned today, but it was a fun day. I had a mojito and a Caesar salad by the beach, and I read like 40% of my book, and I tanned all day. That's a good vacation day for me. Good morning and welcome to the next book update. I did finish Archer and I ended up giving it 2.5 stars. I really didn't end up liking it. The decisions that both of the main characters made just did not make sense to me at all. The kind of conclusions they came to, they were either so obvious or kind of stupid, and I was like, why are you doing this? I also didn't really like the way they talked to each other. And Archer kept coming back to, oh, I wanted her when she was 19 and I was like 10 years older. I was like, just don't say that anymore. It was problematic the first time. Don't keep repeating it. So I didn't really end up liking that book. But after that, I just wanted a very different book. So I started Yellowface. And I was hesitant about starting Yellowface because it just kind of seemed like kind of a boring concept to me. Just like authors, well, one author stealing the other author's book, not like stealing each other's books. But it just sounded a little bit boring to me. But my sister told me that I need to read it, and now that I started it, I already am at 70%. I cannot stop. I love that book so much. The beginning is a little bit confusing. I found it so funny how deranged Juniper is in making herself believe that she actually wrote this book. There's this one line where she literally said blah 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 when I started writing this book, and I was like, girl, you didn't write the book. You stole it. So that's very interesting. Currently I am a little bit after the release of her second book, and she just had a conversation with Athena's mother. That was also very interesting because how can she be this way? And I don't even find her annoying. I just want to know, like, psychologically what is wrong with her. I know it's not a funny book, but I just find the way she talks herself into believing her own narrative so funny, because it is so like nuts. It doesn't make sense at all, but for her everything makes perfect sense. And so I really like the book, and I think it's gonna be a pretty high rating. And I have like 30% left, so I'm probably gonna read that today. I'm just very excited to find out what the end of Yellowface is gonna be, because I have no idea. Is she actually gonna confess? Is she just gonna get like away with all of the things that she's doing? I have no idea. I have no idea for now, seriously. Usually I see like something coming, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'll check back with you later today. Good morning everyone, it's already our last full day. Time went by so fast. Yesterday I finished The Wrong Daughter. I gave the book 4.5 stars. I felt like I was going crazy while reading the book myself. It was such a well-constructed story. I had no idea what was going on. I had like one little suspicion, but that didn't really turn out. I was like maybe like a quarter of the way correct, but not really. It was so good. I really liked the end. Don't want to spoil anything, but it was just different to any other thriller that I've read so far, or any other book so far, for the matter of the end. But yeah, I really enjoyed that book. I could not stop. I was binging it because as I mentioned, I just felt like I was going insane too, because Katie, the main character, feels like she's going insane, and I was right there with her. But it was really, really good. Highly recommend. And now for the last full day, and then tomorrow at the flight home, the last book I have on Kindle is People Who Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So that's what I'm gonna start today. Don't know how far I'm gonna get into it because we're going back to the wild Mermaid Beach again, and then obviously our plane ride is only like 2 hours, but we'll see how far I get. And yeah, that's the last full book update. I'm kind of sad, I don't want to leave, but we're gonna have a fun day today, and I'll update you tonight how far I got into People With Me on Vacation. I'm a little bit nervous about the book because apparently it's a lot of people's least favorite Emily Henry book, and I'm scared that it's gonna be boring after so many thrillers and like great books so far that I read on this trip. But I guess that Emily Henry book can't really be bad, so I'll probably enjoy it, but we'll see. I'm just a little bit nervous because of the favorite reviews that some people said it was boring. But it's not gonna be boring, it's gonna be great, so I'll see you tonight. I'm currently editing the video and I forgot to include my review of Yellowface. Best book I read on the trip. That was so good, 5 stars. Obviously with what I just said. The end was just as insane as the rest of the book. I really liked that it was so interesting on so many levels, and Junie was just the perfect, insane main character. I really enjoyed it. 5 stars, as I just said. Highly recommend, and I definitely want to read more of R.F. Kuang's books. I don't know why I put it off for so long. I should have just read it because I could have been at like book 4 at this point. So highly recommend her as an author and Yellowface in general. And now back to Grace. Look at my view as I'm filming this. It's so beautiful. I think I got pretty tan today. We had a fun day at the beach. I think I got sunburned, but today I didn't really care because it's the last day and I just had fun in the water. I did read 1 chapter of People We Meet on Vacation, and I get why people say it's boring because I think the trope is not my favorite. They've been friends for, I'm guessing, years, for a long time, definitely. And I don't really like stories where they've been friends forever, because either just keep being friends or just date without years of friendship before. We'll see how I like the book, but tomorrow on the plane I have nothing to do but to read, so I'm definitely gonna keep reading it. And I kind of want to read all of Emily Henry's books so I can finally say officially that Beach Read is my favorite. But yeah, thank you so much for spending these almost 2 weeks with me in Greece. I had the best time. I'll put all of my favorite restaurants and beaches and everything everywhere we went on the screen. Highly recommend all of these if you ever visit the island. And yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I'm finally caught up on my reading goal. I read, I think, like 10 books while I was here. I don't really remember, but it must be like around 10. But yeah, I had so much fun, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.